I think there are really two major technology and behavioral changes that have led to two advertising changes. The behavioral change is that it's really driven by technology, that CTV is a combination of internet technology with the television experience, which means that publishers have a lot more flexibility to publish new channels on Samsung TV Plus, which is a fast, free ad-supported streaming television platform. The second thing is that consumers are spending a lot more time on CTV. On our platform, we see Samsung TV owners are spending about 2/3 of their time in streaming. So the impact this has had on advertising is twofold. One is that I believe, and not just because I'm selling CTV, that the advertisers are really under leveraged when it comes to leveraging CTV. The time spent is well in excess of the budgets that are chasing it. And then the other opportunity about CTV is that it's a massive addressable platform. You know, Samsung is reaching 72 million TVs in the US, and it's all based on addressable technology. So CTV represents television built for the digital age.
And so data is also very important here. What can you tell us about the way that the data that you have about your audiences? Like I have a Samsung TV. I know when I did the setup, it asked me, I can't remember what it asked me for, but you have my data and brands have their data. How can you work with brands as far as like customizing the experience for what I'm watching?
Yeah, so the experience you had when you set up your Samsung TV is you were invited to opt in to behavioral advertising and to viewer information services, which means a customized experience. So that means we're using data to provide a better experience for you, both in terms of the content you see and the ads that you see. The way a brand can take advantage of this is twofold, simply by using television for addressability. CTV is Samsung especially is a massive addressable platform, really the largest single addressable platform in North America. And a client, an advertiser, can use that to target ads to the segment, the cohort that they're most interested in. Another component of that, though, is using TV really as a performance medium. We're now employing machine learning models that can help optimize a campaign towards the business outcome that a brand is looking to achieve, which means that CTV really plays in the upper funnel for awareness and reach and the lower funnel for performance and outcomes.
And so with the data, I'm glad you mentioned the opt-in part, because also, you know, with privacy issues and the regulations. So if a brand comes to you and says, you know, they have this database, they can work with you in a way that protects everyone's privacy, I imagine.
Yeah, so there are a couple things there. I mean, first, as I mentioned, Samsung has an opt-in experience. So if you don't proactively opt in, none of the targeting or data operations work at all. Second, that when a brand brings first-party data, when they bring their own data into the platform, that only, of course, applies to the opt-in audiences. But it gives the brand the opportunity to use all the work that they've done, all the data science that they've done, the customer knowledge that they've invested in, and deploy that at massive scale in the TV ecosystem, which is a really powerful tool. We've actually done the analysis and looked at what's a comparison of what happens when a brand brings their own data versus when they don't. When they bring their own data, the performance is substantially higher than in other cases.
Well, let's see, looking ahead, are there any emerging technologies that are coming down the pipeline, or anything you're excited about as far as what will change for the viewer experience and for brands?
There's so much to be excited about in CTV right now. I'll just name a few. There's context, there's ad experiences, there's machine learning that I talked about. In terms of context, there's so much metadata and information to help match a brand's campaign and message to the type of content it's airing against. Second, in terms of interactivity, I think advertisers are really starting to understand how they can use a TV experience as what I'll call three-dimensional. You come into a space, you're making a decision, you have time with the guide before you then watch your content. And that's an opportunity for an advertiser because we prime you, it's literally psychologically called priming. If we prime the viewer with an ad message, it pulls up the file of everything that the customer or viewer knows about the brand, and then they see the brand again in a video advertisement, and everything is connected mentally, and they're able to make a stronger connection. We're doing innovation with that, with interactive ad units where people are playing trivia games. I think there's a lot of excitement in the kind of three-dimensionality of the CTV experience. And then the third element that I'm excited about is around machine learning, because Samsung has a lot of viewing data from our automated content recognition technology for the opted-in TVs. We're able to take a lot of viewing behaviors and not just use them as a way to match the right ad to the right person, but also to make that predictive of a business outcome on behalf of a brand.